Check, 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 check. Well, good evening. Welcome to FB Games. Welcome to Human Video Game. And yeah, it's been kind of a slow day. I'm not gonna lie, it's been really slow. And I can prove that because I have like this juice that I drink. It's I don't want to say juice. It's like a watered, no, not even a watered soda. It's a sparkling soda, if you will, not like a soda, but a sparkling soda. That's probably nice and confusing, isn't it? It's called Polar Sparkling Frost, Kiwi Strawberry. I brought down a full bottle of it. No, actually, no. I have a full bottle of it in my pantry, well, my so-called pantry. But I actually have I just realized I have like another glass full, so half full or half empty, you know. Well, welcome everyone to the stream. My name is Fishbowl3, and I will reveal the changes that I've kind of adapted here, and I'm I'll explain in a minute. I'm gonna explain why I'm doing it in a minute, but I hope everyone's been having a good day. I'll just kind of summarize what's been going on. And I really wish I had wrote this all down. But it's been, to be perfectly honest, a very grueling technology day. I'm sure we've all had one of those. So, what we're doing is, my gosh, what are we doing, right? Who really knows that question, really, like knowing what we're doing? I'm not sure if I know. At least not today. Anyway, the intended plan was to really start about, oh goodness gracious, like 3 or 4 hours ago. And of course, you know, a number of problems occurred. I couldn't get some things working. I couldn't really pretty much do a whole lot of things. So I would have set sail pretty much at about 10, but a lot of other things just got in the way. And every single day I say I'm going to start at a certain time, it gets pushed every single day. So it's like when you're trying to set a schedule, at the same time, I want to set a schedule, but at the same time, stuff's always getting just pushed off. And, you know, it's never exactly fun for that type of situation. Especially when you have to do like several times a day resetting your computer. My capture card wasn't picking up, and all this type of crap that I just don't feel is necessary so much when it comes to casting. But it takes more time to figure them out, and I'm not at all like a speed knowledge person, because if I did that, I'd be just acting it right out, and pretty much what you would be seeing is a dead horse. So that's kind of why I had to like do a lot of extra work to kind of catch up, but I didn't want to start too late either. So the earlier the better, really, for me. It's a little bit of a sad day, not entirely, but my game plan, at least I kind of went a bit preemptive on trying to plan this out, but I was actually planning to go to New York City today. And I wanted to see the opening of the new, formerly now called the World of Nintendo, and it is now called Nintendo New York, which, from my understanding, is almost like a 2 or 3 story store full of Nintendo goodies. And today was to mark the grand reopening with special guest Charles Martinet, and which was my main reason for going, because I really Those of you, of course, who don't know who Charles Martinet is, he's the man behind the voice of Mario. I've wanted to meet the man for months. The more I've learned about him, so my aim was to pretty much go and have a good time, then come back. That, of course, did not end up happening. So instead, I spent it here just trying to work on getting this going for tonight. That's about all that I could think of. But I've been sort of going through I'm going through a very transitional time right now, in a couple different ways, and I'm going to explain that in just a minute. I've been, oh goodness, for the most part, just, I know there's probably a lot of new folks that are hanging about, and, are kind of, they're just kind of wondering. Well, okay, let me be kind of. How do I know what people are thinking? It's next to impossible. I just know about what's going on in my day, and hopefully your day's going good. But, I really wanted to go to Nintendo New York. I really did, because the whole place just seems like it's going to be a real success. I mean, it was when it started some years ago, and it's just kind of, reopening again, which is pretty cool. So as we're kind of just waiting for people to come in, why don't we take a peek? I need to. I'll tell you what we're going to be doing the game-wise tonight in just a minute here. But I'm a little slow with getting started. I'm also trying to fight my urge to just eat the things that I'm eating, and most of the things I eat is just putting me right to sleep. So I'm kind of feeling compulsed to not eat as much. So let's see. Nintendo New York grand opening. See if there was any interesting highlights from that. And of course, my lovely internet just has to be as slow as. But I'm actually we're actually streaming on 3 different streaming sites tonight, so it's not. I guess it shouldn't be too much of a surprise if my Chrome is not wanting to, load up quick enough. Because for what I'm doing tonight, it is absolutely nuts that I'm doing 3 different ones. But I don't really care what people think. But what really is the more important thing is why we're here. So let me just kind of, while I'm waiting for Google to kind of do its business, let me just kind of talk a little bit about who we are and what we do and why we exist. Because I know there is a streaming site that, well, suffice to say, I've been checking out. I've been streaming off and on, and have been bumped just a little bit to give them a go, because I've heard some things that that I can't exactly share quite yet. I'd love to, but stuff that I can't share that is kind of making me think of this quote that goes, "Faith is the evidence of things unseen." And I think it's fair to say that we all want to kind of be in areas where we want to see things, more or less. So just given my situation overall, it's a little tricky to do that, and only because I like to know what's going on. I'm like one of these random people that I'm like a need to know type of person. Need to know. I need to educate myself on what's going on and what's happening, so that I can make an informed decision. I mean, I don't like to make it loosely if they mean something. If it's something like go in the bathroom, okay, have a cookie, it's nothing. Of course, you don't have to really think about, well, how big is the cookie? How small are the chocolate chips? Were they actually dunked in milk, or were they actually made from processed food, or was it actually, or maybe it's not even a cookie at all. It might just look like one. It might be just fake. That kind of thinking I don't really have to do. But if it's like something that's more important, like say what apartment I'm going to pick, which is very true, I'm actually going to move out in a few months. There's a lot to it, so it's just more of like a common sense type thing. Is Google like not even like loading up, or is it just me? Should we try Reddit? Yeah, it's being kind of slow. Like my internet does, my browser just does not want to load anything, like at all. And it's just lovely when that happens. I just have a lot to learn about my computer. I'm sure it's got something to do with the fact that I am streaming at 3 different sites, and it might be a little bit tricky to do. I don't know, but we're learning as we go, and that is the main factor that counts. So, now what I'm trying to do. Let's get out of the dashboard. Well, let me start by saying hello to everyone that is here. We'll start with my Twitch side, Excited Gamer. Welcome to you guys. If you're watching off of Twitter, welcome. Facebook, welcome. Any of my respective gaming groups, welcome. If you're watching on my YouTube side and probably wondering why do I not have chat open, this is why. When YouTube Gaming launched back in September, I had, to be quite frank, I had a lot of high expectations for it. And being a caster and a gamer for close to now 5 years, I mean a caster for 5, I played games all my life, but for being a caster for almost 5 years, I kind of had high expectations that, that YouTube Gaming was going to be more dedicated to people that are, to all people of all backgrounds and levels of YouTube. But of course, YouTube being what it is, for the most part, doesn't really get any better, I find. It's just me. My opinion doesn't really reflect anyone else's, but I'm just coming out right with it. But I gave their chat like a number of times, and for about 4 or 5 months, really nothing picked up out of it. And I've casted on Twitch, though, for 5 years, and I like to think between them two, they get a little bit more of a following on them. Now, that's just one piece of the pie. So what I decided to do is I went and disabled the chat for YouTube. It will now be viewable only as when it's live, and of course, with all standard YouTube videos, if you have a question or two, go right and pop it in the comments. I'll find it and respond, and that's how I'll handle that. YouTube, I'm going to be using that mainly because with Twitch we get 2 weeks to have our videos up, and so YouTube just kind of gives it a way to keep it more permanent. So that said, I am replacing my chat on YouTube with Hitbox. That's right. I am, as of tonight, and for the immediate future, I'll be casting both Twitch and Hitbox as the sites that I go to for chat interaction. Again, I can't really get into too much of the reason why, but I have been talking to. I can say I've been talking to some people, and I'll be really honest. I mean, I can't always trust everything I hear. And for the longest time, I just it's next to impossible to really take people at their word, because I've been let down way too many times, and when that happens, there's the wall that goes up that makes it so that I almost can't trust anybody. So it's hard to really do that. So, but that said, what I can say is Hitbox and Twitch will be my main chats, and just to kind of elaborate on why a little bit more it's going to be specifically, Twitch and Hitbox. I think there can be no argument that there is a real cry out there for people to be accepted for what they are, what they have, what they don't have. It may be just me, but I just feel like a lot of I've said before, and I'll say it again, a lot of gaming communities are just, I mean, I don't really personally am naming any particular person, but they're just sour in the head. And that's part of why I'm starting Hitbox tonight. Because they don't do that, from what I've heard. Or at least it's their mission to not want to do that. And I'm not trying to compare. I really am not. It's really it was a very difficult decision to bring Hitbox back into the equation, because pretty much the mentality was I was just kind of focused on numbers. I mean, not too much, but a little. And my vision from the very get-go, ladies and gentlemen, has been to have a community, no matter where that is, where you can just come, be yourself, right from the very get-go. We always have rules that we enforce, but we want to be able to have a community where we welcome anybody, not just not just professionals, not just tryhards. We want gamers of all types to come and feel welcome and be able to just get along with and respect differences of opinions and things like that. It's not been easy. It's been a vision of mine for quite a while. Ultimately, some of the people that have been misunderstood, they've had a lot of emotional turmoil, and I've emphasized it for a long time that so much more awareness needs to happen, and I want to do my part in reflecting that need here at FB Games. And the games that we play, have, for the most part anyway, stories that are pretty reflective of that, and I want to continue to focus on that vision. So, and from what I understand, gosh, this is really hard to talk about. It seems like to have fun and enjoy games, from what I've experienced, it seems to be a lot harder than it should have originally been. And I just feel like I'm on a mission to join in with those that want to support that vision and just bring gaming to a place where you can do anything, no matter how stupid or dumb it is. It doesn't even seem fair that with games like Final Fantasy 14, you get a lot of by the books people that just have to act like babysitters if you don't do something their way. Well, you know what? I'm chucking that rule. It's like I said I don't know when it was, but it's like I was saying it to somebody. But Final Fantasy 14, in my opinion, should be a game where anybody can enjoy it and screw up and just have fun. Who cares how big? There's some awesome things about that game. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when I first played it back in 2014, I was open. My eyes got open to some pretty interesting features. And to be quite honest, I mean, I came into this not really having much, like close to no Final Fantasy experience at all. So right off the bat, you might think, well, if you don't have any experience, well, why are you playing it? Well, I think the real questions are like, what does it do for me? How does it make things a little bit more common? Well, I like to think the gaming has a therapeutic element to it. And depending on the music, depending on the scenery, depending on the storyline, it can have a powerful impact on just about anybody if you let it. And I think that's a vision that I can say that is in sight. And my part in deciding where I'm going to be heading next year is going to rely on a couple things. I've mentioned this a couple times, and I had to really give this some thought, and I wanted to kind of weigh the options a bit. And so I'm going to try real hard not to say what I'm not supposed to here. But there's been a segment. Namely, I've said before that on Twitch, there's been a lot of misunderstood people that have been treated very poorly and not been able to express themselves in a way that they could be accepted. It's very underrated, and it's not been known a lot. And I, for better or for worse, began a campaign called Enough is Enough back in January, with the intention of trying to reach out to the community management team of Twitch and bring awareness to of what's been going on, and find out if they are, or if they ever plan to do anything about it. And it's a little annoying in business when you try to reach any business professional and you need something that day, not in about a month. You know? And if one company does it almost immediately and one doesn't, speaks a lot of volume. It really does. And so having been in a lot of retail jobs in my life, to be honest, I can really understand how there's been like some major miscommunications between the customer and the seller. And it used to not be like this, but I've seen some companies nowadays where there is a genuine desire to get to know people, not just trying to sell a game or a toy or whatever. It's real people, and if you can't relate to them, if you can't try to get to know them, then what you got left is a lot of cold-hearted customer business relationships that are just doomed to ultimately just fall down. Now, from my understanding about Hitbox, and I really am going to try to not share too much about it. At least I'm going to try. I found out just last night that Hitbox is on a vision that is very similar, as a matter of fact, to the visions that I had from the very start of when I did GMFC. And I didn't really know for sure that was the case. I can't really identify the sources whom I spoke to about it, but it is that alone that I can say that brought me back here to Hitbox. And I'm going to try. I mean, I don't really know what's going to really come of it. I mean, I've had a lot of experience, at least a little bit, trying to cast on Hitbox, and I know it's been, personally for me, discouraging, but, you know, I've had a lot of support, and getting a lot of perspectives on how to view it, and it's not, you know, it's not easy. And what's really ironic is a big difference personally between Twitch and Hitbox for me is where Twitch, I would think that things are going to be different, and then they never really change. With Hitbox, I worry more about what it's going to be, and I don't even know. I've never really digged into like what's really there, which is kind of ironic. Anyway, that said, my goal is, I mean, it's going to be real. It's going to boil down to, by the end of this year, it's either going to be Hitbox or Twitch that I go to. It's going to be one of those two, and the way that it's going to be determined is by which one. If I see that one of them is really showing a genuine interest in carrying out the vision that's in my heart, is that's where I'm going to stream. If it's Twitch, Twitch. If it's Hitbox, well, Hitbox. And I do have a tentative plan on how I'm going to be approaching this, and I'm really hoping this year, you know, Lord willing, that it's going to be made clear, so that I can make that decision. But in the meantime, we will be casting on Hitbox and Twitch and YouTube, unless if my computer decides to really have a funeral, which it's not too far from anyway. So that everyone that does come in has a fair, good options of ways to view my stream. If it gets really hickly on Twitch, hop on over to Hitbox. You can take it there. And then, of course, with YouTube Gaming, you know, they're both HTML, which I gotta really learn what that means. And then from there, it is your choice. It's up to you. And of course, we'll have TeamSpeak and my usual crew. But I think what's one big thing that I've been told too is, if your community anywhere supports you, you know, I think it's. I've heard that they'll just want to go. So, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy tonight. I'm welcoming any back seating that I can get. Because with Wind Waker, it is my first time playing through it, and I've gotten through quite a bit of it already. And tonight we're gonna. Last time we actually played this, we realized the truth about Zelda, which was kind of a surprise story for me personally. So I wasn't really like expecting that to happen, but. So I've been kind of thinking like everything that I played up to this point has been major context for what really is about to begin, and that's going to be we're going to be doing. I guess I thought it was going to be a side-by-side mission, but it's really going to be one before the other. We're going to explore. There are two areas that are tentatively going to be explored, and we have to do some investigating on some things. And I don't know if we're going to even get to find anything in the Triforce, but I would love very much to get the very last Joy Pendant. I probably want to do that first, just to get that out of the way, because I found out you can do there's a specific room in Dragon Roost Island Dungeon where you can just grind a lot of Joy Pendants. So I think that's where we're gonna probably start. So I've probably yapped too much, and I don't believe in the future you guys are gonna have to wait this long. So So, oh yeah, but one more thing I do have to do, of course, is I have to really tweet out to Hitbox because I have not used my... I have not done my... my thing on that account. Yeah, but it's really clear to me that I need like a new computer. Not gonna lie about it. All right. How into it? We can open up. We can do this. We know you can. We know you can do it. We have seen you do it. I am going to probably close out Skype because that program is really incredibly resource intensive. So let's get rid of that. Free things up a little bit. Now we are going to get started. I mean, I kind of really had to struggle tonight to just kind of get things going, but we'll see. We'll see. But feel free to tell your friends about it. Bring them on down to the stream. Love to have you. Well, that's kind of weird. Well, I guess it shouldn't, like, I guess surprise me all that much, but, maybe I'll just, at least now that I see that YouTube gaming is running, what I'll probably do is just close that out. So I'd really love to get on Twitter right now. I don't really know why, but I hate when websites take like almost 5 minutes to load up. Seems to be like next to annoying, really. Oh gosh, let's go to pop up. Can I do like a pop? Wait, can I do pop? Let's get let's go ahead and get I'm just trying to check out a couple of other things here. It might be that I just I'm uploading like to 3 different sites that this is happening. I would have used like a restream, but that is not working. And so, well, let's see. My upload is it's close to 24. So times that, times 3, it's like 60 something. So I'm practically giving my router like overload on there. So I guess that's probably makes sense why it might be a little bit tougher to download right now. So I think I could see why. I think I could see why that might be the case. And I can see very clearly that it's just it's not Let me get Hitbox out of there too. Let me actually, matter of fact, let me get all those out of there. I really need to. Maybe I'm like downloading and uploading it like way too much, so maybe that needs to come down a hair or something like that. But yeah, I'm really sorry this is taking so long. We'll get this. We're gonna start real soon. Oh, have I promise? I'll guarantee it. So let's see here. Okay, Twitter. Are we gonna load up or what? I'm kind of sorry for showing this like so much. It's probably a little bit too long, longer than I need to be. Maybe I should. No, I want to keep retweet. Whatever. Retweet deck open. Why is this? Okay, maybe I can't. You know what? Maybe I can't upload to all three of them because it looks like it's really eating up my my resources here, and I think, if I'm not too much mistaken, I can upload directly to YouTube on Twitch and Hitbox, as a matter of fact. So, what is almost the point of doing it on YouTube when it's already being uploaded? So it's like double uploading at once. So that could be a reason why it's as slow as it is. And without being able to get into my you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out on YouTube and see if I can just check my settings on Hitbox and Twitch and see if we can upload directly to them when we're done, because it just seems very, very clear to me that I can't. I can't broadcast on all three of them, so we'll take